on Liberty of the Seas on an incredibly windy and bumpy Atlantic Ocean today. As you can see, the camera's getting bumped around everywhere. Anyway, we're going to go deck by deck on Liberty of the Seas, and I'll show you guys the most interesting and fun activities on every deck. Some of them won't be fun or interesting, like the first deck's just medical. But anyway, I thought some people would appreciate this tour, so give the video a thumbs up if you appreciate me getting winded to death. And hit subscribe down below if you're new to the channel. Let's go. Deck number 1 is the crew area, and this is their like I-95, as they call it on some ships. And basically it's a super large hallway that goes down the entire length of the ship. Starting out on deck number 2, you have a conference center at the front of the ship. On deck number 3, you have the Platinum Theater on one side, and on the back of the ship, you have a dining room, the first floor of the dining room that goes up through levels 3, 4, and 5. And this great staircase here that looks really sharp that takes you up to level 4 where the casino is. So we're on the back side of level 3 right now. And this is the area where people wait in line for the dining hall. And then you come through the main elevator bank here on the back side of the ship. And you've got an art gallery here every night. I'm not sure if this is an official art gallery. Actually, it is. There's a sign on the wall, art gallery, right over there. And then you come through this area here, and you've got On Air, which is basically a karaoke bar. I like the sign, 15 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of shame. At least they're honest about it. So coming through here, this is the karaoke bar. You have an actual bar over there and some nice seating, the stage up there for you to embarrass yourself. And lots of other artwork options right here for you to purchase. I'll take you there in a second. Studio B. So right there is the lobby behind the doors here at Studio B. And we're going ice skating today, so I figured this was a good opportunity to show you guys the inside of Studio B. Basically, it's a tiny little ice rink.
I want to go down there.
With a lot of seating. They've got some bar tables up back here. Starting out on the front side of level 4, you have the Schooner Bar and a specialty Mexican restaurant, Sabor, that actually looks kind of small, but probably tastes amazing just based on the decor alone. That's my guess. And of course, what Royal Caribbean ship would be complete without the Casino Royale experience? I'm not going to videotape in here while it's being used, but maybe on a sea day I'll stop and get some more footage of it. Or a shore day, I should say. I didn't intend to include this in the video, but I got a little lucky in the casino. Might be backwards on your screen, but that's $3,185 even. I don't think you could beat that on an $8 bet. I got pretty lucky. Also on deck 4 near the front of the boat and running all the way along to the back is a walking trail here with shuffleboard. And apparently you can smoke out here, as I smell it. And if you want to get as close to the ocean outdoors as possible, and you don't have a balcony, this deck's for you. Right under the lifeboats too. Okay, starting out on deck 5. It starts at the back of the boat with the 5th level of the dining hall. Very beautiful dining hall. And again, this is level 5. We're in the very back of the ship, and I'm going to walk you guys down the Royal Promenade. This portion of the video might take a little longer because there's a lot up here. You have a specialty dining restaurant right here. There are restrooms on the left and right side of this portion of the ship. You've got the elevators in the back. There's 4 on each side, glass on each set, facing the promenade. You've got guest services on the right. And the R bar on the left side. Very intimate gathering spot there for you. And this portion of the ship is where a lot of the action will be during your cruise. You've got the next cruise office, where of course you can book your next cruise. You have Get Out There, which is a clothing store. Cafe Promenade Espresso, which is exactly what it sounds like, basically a coffee shop. The Cupcake Cupboard, where you can make cupcakes and then eat them, although I hear it's kind of pricey. You have ice cream here, which is designed to look like an old-fashioned ice cream parlor with somewhat obnoxiously bright lighting. Let's keep going. You have the general store, where you can get necessities that you might have forgotten, like me, a toothbrush. They have Pringles, phone chargers, and the prices, while you are a captive audience, aren't terrible. They also have some liquor here, and snacks, jewelry, watches that they bring out during the day. And there's a gift and jewelry store across the hall as well. Logo Souvenir is more or less like the gift shop of the boat, or the cruise. Vintages, which is a pub style, has a pub style atmosphere in there, I guess you could call it. Or a wine, they have wine as well. Hoof and Claw, another drinking establishment, open late, obviously. It's very dark and cozy looking in here. Perfume and cosmetics, obviously a perfume store. And coming up is my wife's favorite part of the promenade, Sorrentos, that you'll find on many Royal Caribbean ships. They are open late, and they have pizza on demand. Fashion Boutique, a place where you can get purses and other assorted fashion items. So we've reached the forward elevators, or the front elevators now. And I'll bring you guys down the hall here. Now, the forward elevators only have 3 on each side, with 1 being glass, which does seem to get a little overwhelmed at times. And here on the very front of the ship, we have the Star Lounge, which has a really nice entryway here. Another eating establishment over here. And here is the Star Lounge. They have all sorts of acts in here and a bar. Really nice looking bar, actually. And that's going to do it for deck number 5. Continuing our deck by deck tour, deck 6 and 7 are mostly just staterooms. So we're going to skip those floors altogether, but I'll give you guys a look at the view from 6. Just to kind of fill in something here. So you do get a really nice view down the promenade. And then coming forward and looking down the hall, you just get a super long corridor. And one thing that gets me about these ships is if you look down the hall, you're like, oh, that walk doesn't look so bad. But then it keeps going right down around the corner there. So, yeah. So deck number 8 is mostly guest rooms, but there is this little office area back here. It's kind of cool looking. I guess you could print documents or something here if you had to. But I just thought I'd give it honorable mention. It's called the Royal Caribbean Online.
Charlotte!
There you go. So deck 8 also happens to be the floor our room is on, as my children run down the hallway. We booked a spacious ocean view. And basically it's just a slightly larger room with a porthole or a window. And we'll show it to you guys right now. All right, we got room 8514 on Liberty of the Seas. This is a spacious non-balcony room. Is that the right titles? Ocean view room, extra spacious ocean view room. Eventually I'll get the title right. Before I go do the rest of the room, I'll just show you guys the view real quick. That is looking towards Coney Island and Brooklyn, the shoreline of Brooklyn right there. Oh boy, that window's a little dirty. It wouldn't even zoom in there, but you get the idea. So here's the extra spacious room bed. You get a little night table there with a drawer, nice little glass table. Some pretty artwork on the wall.
Mommy, is this
There's a house phone over there with another night table. Let's see, did these drawers pull out? Yes, they do. Little storage area here. My daughter's using it for her shoes. A somewhat small Samsung TV. And mirrored area.
This would be the vanity.
This is the vanity, obviously. There, it looks like at one point they had space here for Ethernet cable and telephone. You get a 230 volt international outlet adapter there. A whole bunch of drawers here on the desk. A chair with a garbage can down there. A little glass storage area at the top up there. And yep, there's the whole mirror. You do get a decently sized closet here. Lots and lots of hangers that'll go good for your trip. You got your life jackets in the wall over there as well. Spinning around here, you got your in-room safe. Lots of shelving, lots of storage. This is a sofa bed that pulls out. My other daughter is ready for bed already, even though it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. Full length floor to ceiling mirror going on down here. And here's the bathroom. You got a fairly large tube style shower. Where'd the light switch go? So the light switch for this room is on the wall right here. Thermostat as well.
Don't you just leave it just like that so she doesn't have any more work to do, okay? So
here's a closer look at the bathroom. toilet, full walk-in shower. And it does look a little bit bigger than a standard room. You've got your hair and body wash on the wall over here. And it is the style of shower that you can pull out of the wall and move around. And it does raise and lower as well, like that. Towel rack. Toilets down there. You've got your toilet paper, garbage can, toilet bowl cleaner. A little basket down here to hold stuff, I'm assuming. Sink. And let's see, storage area for your toiletries. Right there in that part of the mirror. There isn't one on that side. Some very nice oceanic themed lighting up there. Little seashell. And yeah, there you go. There's a look at the room, guys. And we'll go check out the rest of the ship a little later on. Deck 9. Again, mostly staterooms here on Deck 9, but there is this little section here that they call the library, which has a very cute little take a book, leave a book, like you might find on the side of the road in some places. Or a little mini library thing. There you go. Let's see what titles they have right here. I'll just show you guys one shelf as an example. So there's the left side of the shelf, one down from the top. Let me know down in the comments if any of these books look appealing to you. And we'll head on over to the next deck. Welcome to deck number 10. The only really notable thing on deck 10 is the card room, which we will take a peek in right now. And basically, it just looks like a cafe. There's nothing too crazy about it. You got some, you got a wet bar up there at the very front. And a lot of plugs, so if you're short on plugs and need to charge something, the card room, I guess, is where it's at. We are starting out deck number 11 in front of the first floor of the Vitality Spa, also known as the Liberty Spa, as I saw on the door on the floor above. So we're starting out by the spa. You got part of the grand staircase here for this side of the ship. This is the rear of the ship, and we're right out here by the elevator bank. You are on deck number 11, so just to give you an overview, we're right here on the rear, and we're gonna walk up to the front. Deck number 11 has the solarium on it. This is probably one of the more fun and interesting floors on the whole ship. You've got these faux palm tree lights right here. And these glass toucans. And then this is like an adults only pool area where you can lay out and lounge or tan or whatever in the water. There is a little swim up seating area there with more of a pool behind it, although I don't think you can swim between the two. And this really cool bridge that goes over the swimming area. I did walk over that earlier as I trip over a deck chair. Never film and walk at the same time. Very dangerous. Trained professional here. And this is the solarium bar. If bar hopping is your thing, this ship definitely has you covered. And you have hot tubs on both sides of the solarium, although one of them was just closed. That's deck number 12 and the sun deck with the mini golf up there where we just were. So coming around here, another hot tub area. You do have restrooms on either side of the solarium. And we're gonna walk out now. This is the main pool area. Friendly for all ages. For most of our voyage, this part of the swimming apparatus has been closed due to rougher seas. You have a hot tub right there. and a hot tub two hot tubs over here. And I'm gonna talk over the copyrighted music so we don't get so we don't have a problem. And it looks like this hot tub is either out of order or temporarily closed. Really dig the light upstairs over here. So yeah, deck 11, definitely one of the more fun areas on the ship. Right now we're approaching the kids area that has a yellow and green slide. This is Splashaway Bay, and this is, you know, like a area for younger children to kick around and splash in. These little water guns have been either barely working or not working most of the cruise. Pool rules right there for you if you want to take a quick look at those. Feel free to pause the video. Now this ship is scheduled for an amplification, or in layman's terms, a complete makeover in 2025. And you know, I would agree with that. Some parts of the ship look like they could use it pretty well. They're pretty, some areas are a little worn. Nice little Liberty of the Seas mural up there on the wall. So yeah, you got the yellow and green slide, lots of little water features, a dump bucket up there. Although I haven't really seen it dump too often, so I don't know what that's all about. Not to be too negative. Here's a look at the Splashaway Bay rules. All riders must be at least 42 inches tall for the pink slide and 45 inches tall for the yellow slide. My daughter was very disappointed that she was just under the height requirement for the yellow slide. And then of course, yet again, you have another bar over here called the Squeeze. And this bar is like more of a juice bar, I believe. But it looks like they've got all the liquor you could hope for right there, as I try to sneak you guys in between the cages. I figured doing this part of the video at night would be a little easier because there would be less people up here. It does get quite crowded during the daytime. So here we are at the front side of deck we're on the front now. Yep, we're at the front side of deck 11. You get turned around in here so much it gets confusing. So we started out over there. I showed you guys the doors to the spa, and we walked all the way around to we went that way, all the way around to the rear elevators. And the Windjammer and the Plaza Bar, I don't know that I'll really be able to get you a good glimpse of those, but I'll try to splice in some footage if not. Windjammer, Chops Grill, Giovanni's Table, and Jade are all back here. Let's take a look. So the Windjammer obviously is your standard onboard buffet, which does get quite crowded, so you know, every man for himself. This is the Plaza Bar, where it's like Royal Caribbean's version of a Starbucks, I guess. Chops Grill on this side. Let's take a look back here. We'll just peek our head into Chops real fast. They do use this area for spillover dining from the dining hall when it gets too crowded. And we'll take a look at Giovanni's over here. So here's Giovanni's Table. Hello. I like the decor in here. It's very warm and cozy. Also an area that's used for spillover from the Windjammer during the day. So, and there's Jade over there, which is like a Asian portion of the Windjammer buffet. So yeah, there's part of the seating for the Windjammer, and the Windjammer extends all the way to the very back of the ship. We're on the back of deck 12 now to show you guys around the flow rider and the water slide area. So you have Some spectator seating here for when you make a giant fool out of yourself. Stunning views off the back of the boat. We happen to be in Bermuda at this particular moment. I'll zoom in to give you guys a closer look at the Bermuda coastline. Absolutely beautiful here. So there's a single flow rider on this particular ship. Down here you got some more deck to jog on or look at the view or whatever you want to do with it. So on this side you have the tidal wave, which is a tube slide that you get on with one or two people, and it throws you all the way down that ramp right there, and then you exit over here. So that's the flow rider. Combined weight minimum of 200 and a maximum of 450. On this side over here, you've got the Cyclone and the Typhoon, which are these orange and green slides that I'm going to be very honest with you, I thought were a lot faster looking than they actually were. It's very, very tame, and dare I even say slow. And they are built to be a set of racing tubes. They've got the time up there, so you can race your friends if you really want to. Coming a little bit further to the back here, and again, we're on deck 12, but up the stairs on this little platform on the back of the ship, you've got the rock climbing apparatus here, right next to the beautiful smokestacks. And a basketball and pickleball court. Let me see if I can get you guys a little bit better of a view here. And up those stairs right there goes up to a private lounge that's for the high rollers of the ship, like the Pinnacle Club or whatever they call it. Also on the back of deck 12, just below the flow rider and water slide platform, you have a great seating area for Johnny Rockets with beautiful views. A couple lounge chairs, I guess, if you happen to come here in your bathing suit. And if you happen to be in Bermuda like we are, you'll have an amazing view of the fort here. Bermuda definitely has its share of great sights to see in terms of the beauty of the area. But yeah, here's the seating area for Johnny Rockets, and then this looks more like Johnny Rockets. So maybe it was an overflow area or something, I don't know. And the Challenger Video Arcade is also accessible from this side of the walkway. At the top front of deck number 12, you also have the spa. Can I look around for my video? Yeah.
You don't want to be that?
The staircase is beautiful. So here's the gym on deck 11. Stunning views of the ocean from here. I mean, there's not much to see besides water, but where else can you work out with the water literally all around you? And here's a look at the living room, which is basically just a place for families and young children to hang out. They've got lots of toys, TVs. Tonight they're featuring Dora the Explorer. And it looks like in the future, if they decide that they need another bar on the ship, which trust me they don't, they could make this room into a bar. Or maybe at one point this was a like VIP lounge or something, but right now it's VIP for kids. Also of note here on the back of Deck 12 is the Challenger Video Arcade and Adventure Ocean. So the Challenger Arcade is your fairly typical large arcade. And this is definitely one of the bigger arcades that I've seen on Royal Caribbean ships. So it's time for an evening stroll along the rest of deck number 12. And besides the water slides and the rock wall and Johnny Rockets, the rest of deck number 12, the rest of deck number 12 is pretty much looking over deck number 11, which has the water park apparatus for kids, Splash Away Bay, and this really awesome running track. And if you're anywhere where you can see anything, which we're not, right now we're pretty much dead set in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. As you can see the waves chopping on by. Man, one thing nobody tells you the first time you go on a cruise is just how pitch black parts of the ocean are. So anyway, the rest of the deck is this running track, and then I'll take you over and show you this sky bar that they have going on over here. So next up is the sky bar here on deck 12. And you've got a great view of the LCD screen that's in the middle of the swimming pools here in the middle of the ship. And the sky bar is exactly what it sounds like, a bar up here in the sky. And we got the colorful language out. And yeah, you can look down and watch the late night hot tub action going on down there. And the other thing that's interesting up here on deck number 11 is you have this front sun deck coming up. This, by the way, is also a great place to watch the boat pass under the Verrazano Bridge. Sorry if I offend anybody by continuing to call it a boat. I remember catching some flack for that in a previous cruising video I did. But it just kind of rolls off the tongue. So anyway, yeah, big, wide open seating area here. They're expecting rough seas later tonight, so they've tied down all the deck chairs as best they could. They started doing that right before we left the port of Bermuda, but this is a pretty awesome outdoor mini golf setup here, and I'll try to stitch in some daytime shots of this facility for you. Got this really cool looking lighthouse guy over here. And I believe these are all, yeah, like that sandcastle over there is a hazard for the hole that it's on. But this was quite popular during the day. So this is deck 14. This is the very top of the elevators in the back of the ship. You have the suite lounge over there, obviously, for people who have suites. But we're up here to check out Oliver or Twist. This is basically like a bar slash lounge at the very, very top of the ship. And you've got amazing views over here. This part of the room actually hangs over the ship a little bit. And you have this stage where you can have like a nightclub or party or whatever. But really, this place is all about the views up here on 14. And there is a 15th floor to Liberty, even though the elevators won't give you that impression. You can see Splash Away Bay very clearly from up here. Up on deck 15, there's a wedding lounge, a wedding venue. And that's pretty much it on 15. But this is 14, so once we're done here, maybe I can walk up and check out 15 next.
There is a staircase to the 15th floor, which is the only area on the ship where it's that tall. And there's a chapel, which this is the first ship we've been on that has a chapel, which is interesting. We've been on Anthem and Oasis before. They do have meetings, sometimes in the morning, but every day at 4, I do believe. It's larger than I thought it would be. There actually was a wedding here yesterday. More seating in the little alcoves. So that's a really fun feature. Like I said, we hadn't been on a ship with one before, and then there's just stairs that go right back down to where we started.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us for this deck-by-deck tour of Liberty of the Seas. We're in Bayonne, New Jersey now, and we're getting ready to leave, packing up the car. I would say the only downside to the sailing we were on is the first 2 nights, the waves were a little rougher, and it caused the anchor to bang into the side of the boat constantly. Everybody was complaining about it in the front of the ship. It sounded like a wrecking ball hitting the boat. Crazy. Overall, though, good time. The water slides were fun. The upper deck had great slides. So if you're going on Liberty of the Seas, I hope this deck-by-deck tour helped you. And yeah, thanks for joining us.